Dale Rodman Jr. said, yeah.
Okay, I think we're live just in time to see a comment from my good friend Dale Rodman Jr. How you doing? Let me boot up LeMans Ultimate. And we will get on with the blase. So, while LeMans Ultimate boots up, what is good, everybody? It is the Godfather of VR, the ageless, one of the man Lincoln Clay, and as such, we are on my second channel, the Godfather
At Dale
of
Rodman
VR.
Jr. said, wrong mic.
Wrong mic? Shouldn't be. Oh yeah, you're right. Webcam mic.
There we go. The right cam. That's that OBS crap. Obviously, as you can see, there's two cameras connected to my computer. One is facing me and the other one's facing my feet, but they both have mics. And I accidentally unmuted the mic to the pedal cam. So thanks for the correction, Mr. Robin. What an embarrassment. Let's see here. Okay, so I guess I'll try the introduction again. Welcome, everybody. It's the Godfather of VR, the ageless, one of the man Lincoln Clay on my second channel, the Godfather of VR. So we're going to do some LeMans Ultimate in VR, but I guess to give you the quick breakdown, I made a very tough decision to move racing games that I stream in VR. I made the tough decision to move them over to this channel because right now the views I'm getting with Project Motor Racing dictates that I have to give that game preferential treatment, if you will. I hate to put it like that, but since the launch of Project Motor Racing, the views have been ranging anywhere from 500 to almost 1,000. And I had one stream that was like an anomaly, and it got like 2,200 views. And when I saw that, I'm thinking to myself, okay, maybe that was a one-off. Maybe that was a fluke. And then the next 2 or 3 streams after that, I'm seeing 700 views, 900 views, 500 views, 600 views. Whereas with not so much LeMans Ultimate, but any racing game that I stream in VR, I might get 100, 150 views. And to even further prove that was during the time that Project Motor Racing came out and I was getting all these views, I did one race room stream in between. I did a Saturday morning stream where I did a 1-hour weekly race, and that stream the next morning had about 100 views, and right now it's currently at about 180 views. So it's pretty obvious. Sim racing is already niche, and sim racing in VR is a niche within a niche. And I still love racing in VR. I would argue that it's still my favorite way to race. But honestly speaking, I don't want to mess up what's going on right now with the views that I'm getting on Project Motor Racing. And I find myself very fortunate to be getting the views that I'm getting on Project Motor Racing, because I think people like me, Boris, Mets VR, No, This Is Gesture, we were people who I think were optimistic but fair about the situation with Project Motor Racing. We all like the game. We all find it to be fun. And I feel like we're being rewarded for sticking with the game. And I think the giant YouTubers who trashed this game, some of them, came back with their little one-off video about, let's see if the game is better, new update, yada, yada. And then we kind of haven't really heard from them because they kind of got called out because they probably took it too far with their criticism of this game. So a lot of them got called out. So they kind of crawled back to whatever hole they were in and went back to doing whatever it is they're doing. The other thing that I've been noticing is that I think I have noticed that other streamers that are either super small or have caught on to Project Motor Racing very late, I'm seeing like views of like 32, and I'm thinking, man, is that going to be my next stream? Am I only going to get 32 views? And I go off and do a stream a couple of days ago, and it's currently sitting at over 700 views, which, to a super huge YouTuber, that's not a lot of views to them, but that's huge to me. When, like I said, I would normally get about 100 views the next morning off of a VR stream. The amount of views that I've gotten so far since Project Motor Racing has launched, it would take me probably 9-10 months to get that amount of views on LeMans Ultimate if I were to stream LeMans Ultimate twice a week. So I think on average, LeMans Ultimate, we're probably looking at about maybe 500 views a month, if I'm lucky, and that's streaming 2 times a week. So that would be 8 streams on average. And I think with Project Motor Racing, I might be sitting on, by now, I think I might be sitting on 6,000 or 7,000 views total since the game came out. That's still big for me. So I gotta ride the wave. I gotta go with it and see what happens. Not only that, since Project Motor Racing has come out, I've gained about 62 subs, whereas with LeMans
Dale
Ultimate,
Rodman Jr. said, I think LMU is more likely to survive than PMR, and when LMU hits consoles, I'd expect view numbers to go up.
Oh, LeMans Ultimate is definitely likely to survive. No question about that, especially with the new badge system, which I will get to that in a second. But I don't think Project Motor Racing is dead. I think those that trashed Project Motor Racing feel vindicated because of the layoffs. And like, see, I told you the game is trash. Look, they're laying off people because of the bad launch, yada, yada, yada. I don't think I think they would have gotten laid off anyway, because it seems to go like that. I've said that both Microsoft and Sony over the years have taken turns laying people off and closing studios. Look no further than LeMans Ultimate. The game got off to a bad launch. They put out a ton of updates and got the game going in the right direction. And right when it seemed like the game was starting to pick up steam, they ended up laying off people. I think they laid off about 50 people. So I'm led to believe that this is the nature of the business. They build the game, they get it out, put out a couple of major updates, and then scale back the workforce. So, and not only that, somebody was in my chat that was a developer said that that's the way the business works. When the game comes out, people get laid off. So, Project Motor Racing, I don't think it's going to die, but I don't think it's going to have the impact that the way Ian Bell hyped it up to be. It'll get better over time. I think the biggest way that the layoffs affect Project Motor Racing is it's probably going to take longer for the updates to come out. But the updates were going to take a long time to come out anyway, because according to Aristoteles, who was a dev over at Kunos, when he explained how the process worked for ACC on console, he said they can't put out updates on console as frequent as they do on PC because they have to be tested. They go through a certification process and they cost money. So all that being said, they're not going to be able to put out, they can't keep putting out PC updates and not put out console updates because it'll probably break the crossplay at some point. So my guess is, I'm willing to bet you they probably already had the latest PC update ready to go. I'm guessing it probably went through their certification processes with Microsoft and Sony. So when we get an update, everybody will get an update. So I think I probably spent too much time talking about Project Motor Racing. Let's switch gears over to LeMans Ultimate. We're checking out version 1.2 and version 1.2. Starting with the content, we get the French track Paul Ricard. That's a track that at times I like it, at times I don't like it. The track doesn't have
Dale
that
Rodman
much.
Jr. said, Sony and Microsoft got rid of the update fees a few years ago. So, hopefully PMR can pump out the updates.
Even if they could pump out the updates, Mr. Rodman, I would still think they would take time because they probably got to test, especially these online updates, trying to stabilize the online. They probably definitely got to test all 3 formats at once to make sure the update's going to hold up. So So just for the simple fact that it's crossplay, the updates aren't probably gonna come out as frequent as we liked. If they had only one platform to focus on like PC, we'd probably see a lot more updates from them. We probably would have already seen 3 or 4 or 5 updates from them by now. I mean, look at the way they were cranking out the updates with LeMans Ultimate. So it's like they were Johnny on the spot with LeMans Ultimate. You know, there's a major bug that's fixed within a couple of days. There's a major complaint from the community, it gets fixed within a couple of days. People wanted radar. I think we got radar like 4 or 5 days after people was complaining about radar. So, you know, if the devs over at Project Motor Racing could move that fast, we would have already had the radar by now. Although we are getting an update this week, since it's already Wednesday, I'm led to believe we'll get that update either tomorrow or Friday. So yeah, back to LeMans Ultimate. We get Paul Ricard for a track, and we get the Jetta LMP3s. I think those are nice looking cars. I like them better than the Ligers. The Ligers really have a boxy look to them. I did try to drive the Jetta a little bit. Yeah, it's one of those things where I could take it or leave it. If I could learn how to drive the car, but it doesn't really do that much for me. I mean, they're barely faster than the GT3s. Also, with version 1.2, we get, once again, we get tire physics.
At Dale Rodman Jr.
tweaks.
Said, yeah, the Jetta is nice looking.
It is. So we getting some tweaks with physics, tires. But the big one, the one that brought me back to LeMans Ultimate, because I had gotten so frustrated with the driving on LeMans Ultimate that I was ready to walk away from this game.
At Hellcat T5V said, hi.
Hellcat, how's it going? I had become so frustrated with LeMans Ultimate with the driving that I was ready to walk away from this game. And my master plan was, I figured that once Project Motor Racing and AC Evo gets to a state where they're out of early access, people will branch out and go to those games. And that means less dirty drivers across all games, making the experience better for everybody on all games. Because as far as that goes, a lot of the over aggressive drivers and a lot of the dirty drivers, I believe, came from ACC anyway. So once AC Evo reaches a point where it becomes ACC 2.0, a lot of them are going to go back over there anyway, because they're already salivating at the mouth over the update 0.4.
At Hellcat T5V said, you on PC?
Yeah, I'm on PC. I mean, the only time I'm not on PC is if I'm doing a GT7 stream when I'm on PS5. But yeah, I think I definitely think a lot of the ACC people that are here on LeMans Ultimate, as I used to refer to them as ACC rejects, once AC Evo reaches a point where it's out of access and they got everything together, I think a lot of them are going to go back to AC Evo, especially once they get these ranked races situated, because right now you have to go to a website. I guess like you click on a race that you want to enter and it takes you to a website, and a sim grid or something. It takes you to sim grid, and then you register there. But I guess at some point they will have it where you can register for a race in game like you do on LeMans Ultimate. Once they do that, a lot of people are going to go back to AC Evo. And I think Jardier is going to be one of them. I think he's going to go back to AC Evo. And the only time you might see him over on LeMans Ultimate is when there's an endurance race. So we'll see. But in any case, it kind of took me off the tracks, but we've got badges now. The badges goes as follows. They have been tracking people's last 10 races, and once the update went live, everybody was assigned a badge, and I just got the trusted driver badge yesterday. So let me go to my profile. Oops, I didn't mean that. Right there, you see the diamond right there next to my name. I just got that yesterday. I was a good driver, but yesterday I got the trusted driver. I kind of paid the price for it because this race right here, where I finished 14th, I was expected to finish third.
At Hellcat T5V said, I don't play PMR to do ranked multiplayer, I play PMR to do open lobby multiplayer.
I'm playing Project Motor Racing to do both because at the moment I'm just having fun. It's crossplay with console and they don't have a radar yet. So a lot of the wrecks that's happening over there is to be expected. So once they get radar, it should stop some of the inadvertent wrecks. It's not going to stop the dirty drivers and the cheaters though, but it'll reduce some of it. So currently on LeMans Ultimate, my driver's badge is a trusted driver. So the badges goes as follows. You have rookie, good driver, trusted driver. Then you have warning, which means you've been involved in a lot of incidents. And that warning is like, that's them giving you a chance to clean up your act. Otherwise, you're going to face an automatic ban. And each time you get banned, the ban gets longer and longer until you're permanently banned. And once you come back from a ban, you have a warning badge attached to your name, letting everybody know that you've been suspended, that you've been banned before. And then the other badges that they have would be content creator and real life racer, and I think 397 staff. So that's a good thing right there too. So when you see a badge that says 397, that lets you know that's one of their staff, and they're going to be watching the dirty driving too. So that's a good thing. And I think it's already paid off because, as I was saying yesterday, I did a race where I was expected to finish third, but I was on my Logitech wheelbase, which is totally different from this one that I'm sitting at here. I ended up finishing 14th, but I enjoyed every bit of it because nobody tried to take me out. There was a couple of cars that, they tried to poke their nose in there to see if something was there, but they backed out of it as soon as they saw nothing was there. Now, one guy, he kind of made a lunge, but I went off the track, and when I got back on the track, I had lost a lot of momentum. He was still carrying momentum, so he already had his mind made up. He was going to send it. So by the time he got to me, we were a little bit before the corner. So I seen that he had his mind made up, so I let him go through. But I was not involved in any wrecks. In fact, I didn't even see any wrecks. Any cars that went off the track, it was because they spun off the track. I didn't see any cars trying to push each other off the track. I didn't see any bumping and swapping paint like that. So the badge system, I think, has not only changed the entire landscape of LeMans Ultimate, it could pave the way for clean racing across all sims. Currently, I've said this before, and I've even tagged Studio 9397 in one of my streams that they needed a feature similar to Race Room where you have reputation. Each driver has a reputation. The only bad thing about the reputation is it doesn't show a person's reputation within the race. So crew chief, I have to rely on crew chief to let me know if somebody has a bad reputation or not. If I'm coming up on a car, and he's got a shaky reputation, the crew chief will let me know, hey, this guy's got a bad reputation. We don't know what he might do, so be careful. Whereas this, you see it. Whatever your badge is, you see it on your profile, you see it on the relative standings, and you see it on top of the cars within races. So that is absolutely wonderful. So when you come up on a car, you already know what you might be dealing with. You see somebody who's a trusted driver, you got a pretty good idea. He's probably not going to do anything crazy. Whereas if you're coming up, or if somebody's closing in on you that's got a warning on them, then I mean, you can decide to take evasive action. So that is absolutely wonderful. This was long overdue. And if they hadn't come out with this badge system, I fear that LeMans Ultimate, the game wouldn't have died, but I think they would have lost a lot of their user base, because now it's like LeMans Ultimate has gotten to a point where you can't mention this game without speaking of the dirty and stupid driving that goes on in it. So I think we got through the blase. I think it's time to jump into a race. Oh, and the other thing is, they try to match you up with clean drivers. So if you're a clean driver, they try to match you up with those type of people too. So I mean, how does that feel to know that you've been a dirty driver, or you've been an over-aggressive driver that's caused a lot of wrecks? I wonder how they feel right now, knowing that LeMans Ultimate basically has police in place now. The other thing I forgot to mention that I'm sure some of you are aware of is the live stewarding that's going on behind the scenes. I guess they have AI looking at every single scenario and taking the appropriate action, whether it's applying it.
Hellcat5V said, I am playing Formula 125 game.
I haven't played that in a while, but it's one of those games that when I do play it, I forget how fun it is. But LeMans Ultimate has an AI in place that's looking at every single scenario behind the scene and taking the appropriate action, whether that means applying an instant penalty, a ban, or no action at all. And it'll go public when they said it's ready. But I imagine that they're still using this AI, this going on behind the scenes, to apply, apply the appropriate badge to drivers right now. So these badges have restored my faith in LeMans Ultimate. And based on the race I had yesterday, even though I didn't have a good finish, I haven't been this excited to come back and play LeMans Ultimate in quite a while. It was starting to reach a point where I was starting to feel like, why am I even wasting my time playing this game when some idiot's going to take me out on turn one? So, and this is supposed to be a hardcore sim, so I expected nothing less than hardcore discipline with the drivers. But I see that we have, I guess, the more serious sim racing titles bring out those people that win at all cost. So, all right, folks, let's hop into VR and do a few laps and decide what we're gonna do as far as joining a race. Oh, you know what, folks? I'm supposed to be in VR. I forgot to put it in VR. So let me close the game. Totally forgot about that.
At Hellcat5V said, PMR should be police the multiplayer lobbies.
Well, from what I understand, they do have a report system, but to me, it's too much friction. I guess you got to fill out a Google document along with a video of the incident and all kinds of other crap. So no, I'm not going through that, but Eh. So yeah, with Project Motor Racing, it, it, um, just for the simple fact that it's crossplay, people with controllers are probably going to be the biggest issue because these are people who are not serious about sim racing, and being that they have a controller in their hands, they may not have the fortitude to be able to finesse the triggers in terms of finessing the brakes or finessing the throttle. I've done this track more times than I can count. So let's go ahead and do this track. I should try a different car because the Corvette is starting to prove to be a little bit twitchy. So I might even have to open up the steering sensitivity a little bit. 70, open it up one click to 3080, 380. So we got 9 minutes. I can get in there and do a lap or two. Also, as part of version 1.2 update, they have introduced
at Hellcat T5V said, I am a good driver on PMR and I play with the Xbox controller.
That's not, I never implied that because somebody's on a controller that they're a bad driver, but somebody like you this good with a controller, you are the exception, not the rule. If you got 20 people, playing a racing game with a controller, I'm willing to bet out of those 20 people, maybe 5 or 6 of them are good with the controllers. The rest of them are average to below average. Oh boy, I'm definitely forgetting shit. So hold on, folks. I've got to turn on Crew Chief and turn on my base shakers. I thought I already turned that stuff on. I came from, normally that's one of the first things I do, but I think having to make this weird move of switching everything over to a different channel. All right, there we go on that. Let's turn on Crew Chief.
Radio check.
All right, so there's that, there's that, and there's that. Okay, I think we're ready to go. So as I was about to say, they introduced texture streaming. And what's that supposed to do is make games, make lower spec PCs be able to run this game smoother, or even allow them to turn the graphics up. But for us VR users, well, the texture streaming didn't really affect us. I think us VR users, I think what affected us was the anti-cheat. They also introduced anti-cheat. So basically, you have to start the game through Steam, and it will activate the anti-cheat. And I guess the anti-cheat, what they've done is like basically sealed off a memory folder. And if you make any attempt to go into the folder, it will crash the game, or you won't be able to launch it. And or if you make any attempt to put files in there that shouldn't be in there, or alter any of the files.
The leader's just done it, 209.50.
I think that has affected the VR racers. It affected me because I was using the OpenXR toolkit. What the OpenXR toolkit does is it takes steam out of the equation.
Clay, 5 minutes to go, 5 minutes left.
And I can just run it. I can run the game in VR without having to use Steam VR because it removes that layer.
Your exit's clear. Don't cross the white line. Incident in Sector 2. Sector 2 is yellow.
So now because
we think
of
Henry and Sergey have gone off.
Now
we need to get some heat into these brakes.
Shut up for a second, Jim. Now because of the anti-cheat now recognizes, it thinks the anti-cheat thinks the OpenXR toolkit is a file that shouldn't be in there. So if you have the OpenXR toolkit activated, it won't run the game. So I had to disable the OpenXR toolkit. As a result,
yellow flag in Sector 2.
The game doesn't look as good. The edges look soft. Whereas with the OpenXR toolkit,
Sector 2 is green.
It had sharpening filters. And that allowed me to turn a lot of stuff up and have a super crisp, super sharp picture. As far as
flag in Sector 3.
The game running better from the texture streaming, I don't know it. I don't know if I feel like it runs about the same, but my computer's a beast though. But I don't think the picture is as sharp as it was when I was using the OpenXR toolkit. In fact, I had to turn the MSAA multi-sampling anti-aliasing. I had to turn it down to its lowest settings in order to get some kind of sharpness back, because when you turn up the anti-aliasing, it gets rid of the glitter, but it comes at the price of losing sharpness. Now the picture has a soft, smooth look to it. So in order to get some of that sharp picture back, I had to turn the anti-aliasing down to its lowest setting. And all of this was caused by no more OpenXR toolkit. I personally do not think
B6
that it's not running any better than it was. In fact, my issues with the way this game runs has to do with Windows 11 more so than anything that Studio 397 has done.
That's 2 minutes left. 2 minutes. Watch the track limits. Please Clay. Green flag in Sector 3.
This corner right here is going to be a tricky one because I don't know exactly when I should brake, and then the corner starts out wide and then it bends just like this corner. This corner starts out wide and then it bends super hard. All right, let's get out of here because I don't want the game to freeze up on me. So let's get out of here.
Flag in sector 3.
I don't know if they fixed that issue, but with the practice lobbies,
6th place.
if you let the time expire before you leave the session, it will freeze up on you. Oh, it's already started, so let's go join the event. So this channel here, I don't know if I'm going to use it as a placeholder or if this is going to be the spot where I do the VR sim racing. When I created this channel about 5-6 years ago, I created it because my main channel, I started getting more and more committed to sim racing. So this channel was created for all my other VR stuff, playing shooters in VR, and a bunch of other games in VR. But because of what's happened with Project Motor Racing and me being forced to move VR sim racing to another channel, I decided to wake this channel up because it's been dormant for a while. So I don't know if I'll keep it here or if I'll create another channel strictly for VR sim racing or not. Because if I want to create another channel that's got like a VR sim racing name attached to it, whereas, you know, the Godfather of VR, you know, I've used that, I've called myself that for years, but that's something that was, you know, across the board with VR and not so much related to VR sim racing.
Exit's clear. Let's get some heat into these brakes. Checkered flags out, P2.
Damn, you didn't even get a chance. Damn. Damn.
That's the end of the session. P2.
Oh boy, we got a couple of warnings in here. One of them's a P3, another one's a P3. So I don't think I see. Oh, I'm in split 2. Holy shit. So yeah, that bad finish yesterday, I took a hit. So standings. So number 35, I wonder what that means in terms of where I'm expected to finish.
Clear, push now. Okay, Clay, we've got 6 minutes to do the business. The brakes are cold, be careful. Clear right. 5 minutes remaining, 5 minutes left. B17. Track limits.
Oh shit. The tires wasn't quite warmed up yet.
Just done a 209.33. The leader has just done a 209.30. Two minutes to go, 2 minutes.
Wait, huh?
That time was a 2:14.35.
Okay, Clay, there's a faster car approaching. Now delete this lap, you've cut the track. Cold tyres all round. Brakes are starting to overheat. The leader has just done 207.80. the end of the session, V14.
Holy shit. I got a lot of work to do. 5.5 seconds off the leader. Yeah, this ain't gonna end well. Standings 208. This is a 20-minute race. Oh shit, this is a 40-minute race. So we're looking at 20 laps then. Oh, there's going to be a pit stop involved.
Teams and drivers go to the grid for a race start.
So 19 laps, and I got enough for 14 laps. So I would have to do I got enough for 5, so I'd have to come in. I think I'd have to come in after 6 laps. That would take me down to 8.6. Yeah, so I think 6 laps would be a good time to come in.
Formation lap has started.
All right, here we go. Oh.
At Dale Rodman Jr. said, "Good luck."
Thank you so much, sir. I'm definitely gonna need it. Because although I'm familiar with this track, I'm not very good at it.
Green. Clear right. Right side's clear. Exited sector 1, yellow flag. Green flag sector 1. It looks like Lowe and Moreno binned it. Ramirez is leading the race. Right side's clear. Incident in sector 1, yellow flag sector 2, clear right. Sector 2 is clear.
Holy moly!
Sector 1 is clear. The gap to Santos in front is now 0.7. Yellow flag sector 3. We think that shite has gone off. Okay, Clay, keep it nice and smooth. Come on, let the race come to us. 13th place. Yellow flag, sector 2. Green flag in sector 2. We think that Fournier has spun off. Gone out of track limits, keep it between the lines. You're reeling, V12. The gap is now 0.5. Bonnie is reeling you in. The gap's now 0.34. Yellow flag in sector 1. Alright, Clay, there's a car exiting the pits, heads up.
11.12.
Okay, mate, watch for a mistake. The stewards have warned us for cutting the track. Keep it between the white lines. Sector 1 is green. It looks like Shite has stacked it. tyres, we need to get some heat into them. Green flag, sector 3. Car clear left. We think Danny has crashed. Sector 1, car left. Clear left. Clear left. We can see Birder has gone off. Car green flag in sector 1. Clear left. Left, clear left. You're taking a tiny bit of bodywork damage, but you won't feel it. Clear left. Okay, Clay. The next car is Danny.
Wow.
Sector 1, yellow flag. Incident in sector, car left. Clear left. P15. Sector 1 is green. Sector 2 is now green. The next car is Jack. Incident in sector 3. Sector 3 is yellow. It looks like Rodriguez has binned it. Sector 3 is green. Sector 3 is yellow. Green flag sector 3. Brakes are hot. Yellow flag, caution. We think Shite spinned it, track limits, watch those lines. Sector 3 is clear, green flag. Yellow flag, sector 1. We think that Tom has spun off, green flag, sector 1.
Lap 209.92.
Okay, Clay, we've gone out of track limits. Keep it between the lines. Yellow flag, sector 3. We think Rayner has gone off. Sector 3 is now clear. Yellow flag. Looks like Danny spinned it. Wow! Green flag in sector 3. Clay. The next car is Danny. Yellow flag in sector 1.
Lap 2, 16.39.
Flag. Track limits. You're being caught by the faster class cars. Incident in sector 2, yellow flag. Green flag in sector 2, the gap ahead is now 3.3 seconds.
That P3 flashed me to move out of his way, but he couldn't expect me to get out of the way on these corners.
Yellow flag. Blue flag. Sector 1 is now green. There's some faster cars approaching. They're fighting for position. Blue flag. Sector 3 is now yellow. We think that Danny has binned it. Green flag, sector 3. Clear left. Clear left. Green flag, sector 2, E14. The guy in front is 1 lap behind. Okay, Clay, the next car is Jack. There's a faster car approaching. Sector 2 is now yellow. Green flag, sector 2. Sector 3 is yellow. The gap to Danny behind is increasing. It's now 8.7.
Oh shit, that hump.
There's a group of faster cars bearing down on you. Blue flag. You cut the track. Keep it nice and tidy. Clear right. Blue flag. On your right. Clear right. Right side's clear. Stewards have warned us about track limits. Keep it between the lines. gap to Danny behind is now 10 seconds. Air temps falling, it's now 23 Celsius.
Oh shit, it's starting to rain.
Okay, Clay, it's starting to drizzle.
It's
Fast
really
car
gonna get
approaching.
spicy.
He's racing us for position. Don't expect a blue. Green flag in second line, clear left.
You know what? I forgot to come into the pits.
Acknowledged. Pit stop requested. We have no recorded pit timings. This will hurt our pit exit estimates. Expect a clear track on exit. When we exit the pits, we'll be in P15. You're reeling. P13 in. The gap is 10 seconds. The pit crew's ready. Attention to track limits. Please, Clay.
What tires look like?
The gap to P13 ahead is now 11 seconds. The car ahead's pitting now. When we leave the pits, we think we'll be in P15, a few seconds behind Corsair. Stay on it, this isn't over yet. You're halfway home, that's 20 minutes to go.
Oh, he switched to wets. I don't know if I should have done that though. A couple of people put on wets.
That time was a 2:29.74.
Yeah, it's starting to come down. You see the water building up on the car in front of me.
th place is now on wets. Pit exit looks clear. Front brakes are cold, take care. Yellow flag in sector 1. Sector 2 is yellow. Faster car approaching. This guy's the class leader. Sector 1 is green, sector 2 is green. Blue flag. Clear right. Incident in Sector 3. Sector 3 is yellow. Green flag Sector 3. We can see Danny has gone off. Incident Sector 3, yellow flag. Willem is pitting from position 2. We think he'll come out just in front of you. Sector 1 is yellow. Sector 1 is now green. We think that Tom has crashed. Danny is pitting from P30. He should come out close in front of you.
I get this corner wrong every time.
Sector 3 is clear, green flag. We think that Low has stacked it. Sector 1, yellow flag. Green flag in Sector 1. It looks like Michael has gone off.
That time was a...
The leader, Antonini, is pitting. Yellow flag, watch out. Yellow flag in Sector 2.
Oh, it's getting slippery.
Green flag Sector 1. Green flag in Sector 2. Bertolini is now in the lead. The gap to P30 ahead is now 19 seconds. Yellow flag Sector 2. Danny is now on wets. We think Borneo and Michael have stacked it. Sector 2 is clear. The leader is now on wets.
That cone is gone, so I almost missed the corner.
Ramirez is now on wets. Santos is pitting from position 9. Expect him to come out a bit behind you. Alright Clay, 15 minutes left. That's 15 minutes. Incident in Sector 1, yellow flag. We think Michael has gone off. Green flag Sector 1. Incident in Sector 1, yellow flag. The gap to P13 ahead is now 19 seconds. Sector 1 is green.
Oh, great. Now it stopped.
Looks like it stopped raining.
For a minute.
Yellow flag. It looks like Michael has binned it. Sector 2 is now green. Incident in Sector 3. Sector 3 is yellow. We can see Frankie has stacked it. Green flag in Sector 3. Incident in Sector 2. Yellow flag. We think Blanton has crashed. Okay, Clay. It's a faster class car approaching. Yellow flag in Sector 1. Green flag in Sector 1. It looks like Frankie has binned it. Blue flag. Green flag, Sector 2. Clear left. Yellow flag in Sector 1. We've been warned about track limits. Car behind's a faster class. The leader, Bertolini, is pitting. The gap to P13 in front is now 19 seconds. Antonini is now leading. Yellow flag, Sector 3. We think that Blanton has spun off. Sector 3 is green. Danny is now on mediums. Blue flag.
I'm gonna let him go. Dude, I was willing to
Right
let you
side,
go.
clear right. Alright Clay, 10 minutes to go. That's 10 minutes left. Clear left. Incident in Sector 3. Sector 3 is yellow. Looks like P2 has gone off. Sector 3 is now clear. There's a faster car approaching. Sector 3 is yellow.
Time to 22.56.
I think P2 has binned it. Blue flag.
God damn it.
Can't clear right. We've just had a warning for cutting the track. Sector 1 is clear. We can see Moreno has binned it. Sector 3 is clear. There's a faster class car approaching. flag. Clear left. Yellow flag, sector 1. We think Frankie has spun off. Sector 1 is now green. Yellow flag, keep your wits about you, mate. Flag in sector 1.
Time 2:19.86.
Sector 1 is green. Looks like P2's off. Incident in sector 2. Sector 2 is yellow. Okay, Clay, you're reeling B13 in. The gap's now 18 seconds. That's 5 minutes to go, 5 minutes.
He's in the garage?
Time 2:19.89.
Flag sector 2. We think that Moreno has gone off. There's a faster car approaching. He's racing us for position. Don't expect a blue flag. Clear left. Stay between the lines, please, Clay. The gap to B12 ahead is now 18 seconds. Sector 3 is now clear. think P2 spinned it. The gap behind is now 17 seconds. Sector 1 is yellow. Green flag in Sector 1, 13th place. It looks like Petrov has crashed. Just 2 minutes left, 2 minutes to go. Yellow flag in Sector 2. It looks like Marcy has stacked it. Yellow flag in Sector 3. Sector 3 is clear. We can see Moreno has binned it. Blue flag.
Jesus.
Keep it within the track limits. Okay, Clay, there's a faster car approaching. Yellow flag, Sector 3.
If this track was
Green
this
flag, Sector
scary,
3.
with P2's coming through like that, this shit would be terrifying with the hypercars.
Clear left. Last lap. Green flag, Sector 2. We think Mia has gone off. There's a faster class car behind. You reel in P12. In, the gap is 0.16. On your right side's clear. Yellow flag, Sector 2. Green flag in Sector 2. We think Moreno has gone off. Blue flag. NS took the win.
Look at that.
12. Well done, mate. Good finish. Okay, pit stop requested.
Ay, ay, ay. So, let's see how many GT3s there was. And damn, I came out of that with no damage. So it looks like there was 18 GT3s, which means I probably needed to finish 9th or better in class in order to gain rank. Okay, so at least people, even in the comments section, people are respecting each other. The ones who touch somebody, they're apologizing for it. And that race was almost like watching paint dry. And then when the P2 started coming through again, it seems like they were always catching me on corners. That was scary. But somehow, let's put it this way: if this would have been the I'm going to call it the old LeMans Ultimate. If this would have been the old LeMans Ultimate before the badges, I would have gotten taken out by one of those P2s, because they would have been so desperate to get past me. They wouldn't have cared if they would have touched me or whatever. So oh shit, I fell back to bronze. I fell back to bronze. We're not doing that again. And hell no. This one right here, the WEC experience, if it was that bad with P2s, you know it's going to be even worse with hypercars. So I think I'll go ahead and do this one. But I don't think I want to use the Corvette for this race, because I did a race yesterday here and used the Corvette, and it was just way too twitchy. I think I'm going to take a minute. Let me see here. So it's 5:45. So I am going to take a minute and I think give it a practice with the Porsche. See how that feels. And shout out to my teammate Henez Catoni, who made this Corvette, who made this Porsche for me. I mean, all our cars were custom liveries. He did all of them. Ooh, excuse me. There are some corners on this track that the Corvette took beautifully, and then there was other corners on this. Oh shit, look at all these warnings in here. Then there was other corners where the Corvette was twitchy. So I'll do a couple of laps I'll do a couple of laps with the Porsche. If I don't like the way that feels, then I think the next move would probably be to try the McLaren. I know the McLaren is a little bit understeery, but with these new physics, it seems to trail brake a little bit better. So
It looks clear. Sector 1 is yellow. Yellow flag in Sector 2. We need to get some heat into these brakes. It looks like air brake has gone off. Sector 1 is clear. Sector 3 is now yellow. We think that Lightyear has binned it. Green flag, Sector 3. Yellow flag. Sector 3 is green. Incident in Sector 1. Sector 1 is yellow. Green flag, Sector 1. Mind these track limits, please Clay. Yellow flag. We think that Ruiz and Guru have spun out. Green flag, Sector 2. Incident, Sector 3. Yellow flag. Yellow flag, green flag in Sector 3. Green flag, Sector 1. 10 minutes to go, that's 10 minutes left. Sector 3 is yellow. Sector 1 is yellow. Sector 3 is clear. Green flag. Green flag, Sector 1. Yellow flag in Sector 3. 1, 3, 5. Flag in Sector 3. Fastest lap for Lee, 146.68. It looks like Lightyear has crashed. Sector 2 is clear. Incident in Sector 3. Sector 3 is yellow. Sector 3 is green. Yellow flag, caution. Yellow flag, Sector 1, yellow flag. Sector 3 is clear. Sector 1 is green. Heads up, there's a car rejoining. Sector 2 is green. Incident in Sector 1, yellow flag, P6. It's your best lap in this session. You're second down in Sector 3. We think KO has spun off, blue flag. We need to watch these track limits.
I think I turned in a better time with the Corvette.
Incident in Sector 2, yellow flag. That's the end of the session, P6.
That Porsche is actually somewhat understeery unless you're trail braking. So, I think I'll have to go back to the vet. All right, I'm going to go grab a drink. I will be right back. All right, we're back. Let's suit up. Let's see what the leaderboard is. 144.4. I don't know. I think my fastest lap in recent memory with a GT3 might have been in the 145s. Ouch. Seeing that bronze 3 hurts. Oh shit, 148.7. But I was on my Logitech wheelbase when I did that race yesterday. So I do believe that I can get into the 147s. So take that back. My lap was actually faster with the Porsche, but once again, I'm sitting here in my rig versus on the Logitech wheelbase. See how many warnings we got in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, ooh, shit, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. I think I can stop counting there. But yeah, it's a few of them. So yeah, again, I wonder how that's got to feel if you are a person that's been banned or got a warning tag next to your name. I wonder how that got to feel to them to know that they got to stop being so aggressive. And then these are guys that's, my guess is probably pushing people off track, probably going underneath. They think they see a gap, they go for it, and then push the car off the track. I wonder how it's got to feel that they can't go doing that shit anymore. Oh shit, how about that? Everybody in here is a trusted driver. Well, I'm expected to finish 12th. Damn, this is split one of two. I'm expected to finish 12th.
Exit's clear. Stay behind the white line. Your brakes are cold. Let's get some heat.
Yeah, the Corvette's a little bit oversteery, but it definitely turned better than that Porsche.
That's the end of the session, B6.
But the car doesn't feel like it trail brakes very good.
At Spayplayer WG4MD said, it takes 10 races to get out of rookie status.
No,
How many more races did it take you to
Exit's
get
clear.
to trusted
Push.
status?
We've got 4 minutes to get the job done. The brake temperatures are low. We need to get some heat into them.
So when I logged in, I was already labeled as a good driver. I wasn't labeled as a rookie. So I was already labeled as a good driver. All it took was for me to do one good race to be labeled a trusted driver.
Okay, Clay, we need to watch these track limits. That's 2 minutes left. 2 minutes.
Damn it! I got greedy and got on the throttle too quick. But I got one more shot at it
That's
though.
a new fastest lap for Tay, 146.53.
That time was a 155.14.
Sector 1 is 0.6 off the pace. Sector 2 is 0.2 off the pace. That's the end of the session, P15.
Damn, 17. But I do believe I can get into the 146s.
At Hellcat T5V said, "Do I need a sim racing setup to be a sim racers?"
It would be more immersive. It's not necessarily going to make you faster. But if you don't have a sim racing setup at all,
and drivers go to the grid for a race start.
you don't have to spend a lot of money to get one. I mean, if you're okay with starting out with a Logitech G923 True Force wheelbase, which I have in the bedroom, I paid $350 for it, but you can get one on eBay for about $150. And then as far as the cockpit goes, I mean, you can catch like a lightweight cockpit on Amazon for like a couple $100. So if you want to get a rig, it doesn't have to be expensive. Like this one, I paid I paid about $1,000 for this cockpit alone. And if I had a chance to do it all over again, I would not do it. I would not spend that much money.
Green. Car left, clear left.
Look how well behaved everybody is driving. This is absolutely unbelievable.
Clear left. All right, Clay, decent start. We can build something from here. Yellow flag.
He got a little bit greedy and paid for it.
It looks like Patel has binned it. Green flag in sector 2.
At Hellcat T5B. Said. You using SimHub?
Car
Yeah.
right, clear right. Car right, car right, clear right.
Lap 2, 1.85.
Incident in Sector 1. Sector 1 is yellow, E19. Green flag in Sector 1. We think that Smith has stacked it. Car ahead is Raman. Yellow flag Sector 2. Costa is leading the race. Green flag Sector 2. We think that Tay and Zed have spun off. The gap to Raman ahead is increasing. It's now 1.5. Yellow flag. We think Patel has crashed. Green flag Sector 3. The leader's just done a 147.61.
Lap 148.1.
The 18. Okay, Clay, we just cut the track. Sector 1 is yellow. Sector 1 is clear. Yellow flag Sector 2. We can see Lopez has binned it. The driver in front of us is one lap behind. Sector 2 is now green. Come on man, keep pushing. 15 minutes left, that's 15 minutes. New fastest lap for Costa, 146.62.
That time was a 1:50.
17th place. We've been warned about track limits. The gap to Raman ahead is increasing. It's now 11 seconds.
At Hellcat T5B said, "It doesn't matter what platform you are playing PMR, and the Formula 125 game is still sim racing, and it doesn't if you don't have a sim racing setup. We are sim racers."
Yeah.
Fastest lap for Costa, 146.29. Cut the track. Keep it nice and tidy. Please, Clay. Sector 2 is yellow. Green flag, Sector 2. We think that Lorenzo has stacked it. The car in front of us is now Lorenzo.
Oof.
Fastest lap for Costa, 146.24. Yellow flag in Sector 1. Green flag Sector 1. We can see Malek has gone off the gap to Lorenzo. The head is increasing. It's now 8.1 seconds. Okay, Clay, 10 minutes to go. That's 10 minutes left. Keep it within the track limits. Sector 2 is now yellow. Sector 3 is yellow. Green flag in Sector 3. It looks like Malek has gone off. The guy in front is Malek. Flag in Sector 2. Yellow flag in Sector 1. We've had a cut warning. Keep it tidy, please, Clay. Green flag Sector 1. We think that Malek has binned it. Incident in Sector 2, yellow flag. The guy in front is Lorenzo. Sector 2 is green. We think Lorenzo has spun off. Incident Sector 3, yellow flag. You reel in, Lorenzo in. The gap's now 0.46. Sector 3 is clear, green flag. It looks like Malek has crashed.
Because of the
At
clean.
Dale Rodman Jr. said, he gone.
Hey, because of the clean racing in LeMans Ultimate now, I actually feel bad for somebody when they go off the track now. Like there, I hit something and no.
Yellow flag, Sector 1. Okay, Clay. You had some minor aero damage. Stay out. It's not that bad.
At Dale Rodman Jr.
Open my mouth too soon.
said, Corvette doing what the Corvette do.
I was about to say that because of the clean racing that goes on in LeMans Ultimate now, I can't believe my eyes. So much to the point where when somebody goes off the track, I actually feel sorry for him now. So that guy that went off the track in that red Corvette, I felt bad for him.
The car in front of us is Malek.
At Dale Rodman Jr. said,
The gap to
yeah,
P15.
the bronze
Ahead is
dailies
now
are amazing
5.6
now.
seconds.
Even if I finished dead last in this race, I had fun because it was clean. So now, if I finish last, it ain't got nothing to do with dirty drivers, somebody knocked me off the track, whatever. It's all on me to have to get faster.
Okay, Clay, 5 minutes to go, 5 minutes left.
I got a flat spot too.
That time was a 2-0.
What's going on, mate? Come on, get your act together. P16. Yellow flag, Sector 2. We think
At Dale Rodman Jr.
and Z have gone
said,
off. Green flag,
I'm with
Sector
you.
2.
Rather lose to a fair move than a bump and run.
Yeah, exactly. Now that last race at Paul Ricard, that was scary, but it was still fun because I don't think anybody did anything malicious or even the P2 cars. Like if they came in too fast and they saw they were going to hit you, they abandoned. You know, they basically pulled the ripcord.
The gap in front is now 5.1.
That time was a 1:40.
Track limits, watch those lines. Gap to Malek ahead is now 5.4. 2 minutes to go, 2 minutes. Yellow flag in sector 1. Sector 1 is now green.
Lap 149.40.
Finally find my damn brake marker at turn 1. Uh-oh, we finished here.
Yellow flag in sector 2. Sector 2 is now green. The bodywork's in pretty bad shape. We might need to fix that.
Steering's cocked. Back in on a Corvette gets loose when you're going uphill and you try to apply that throttle and you smash it. You got to feather that pedal going uphill, like right here. I almost lost it on this hill a couple of times.
At Dale Rotman Jr. said, "This car is such a handful, LOL."
It is. It's twitchy, especially if you're going up a hill around a corner. You gotta feather that pedal, because if you smash it, it's gonna come loose. It doesn't matter what you have the traction control set on.
Please, Clem.
At Dale Rotman Jr. said, "Yup, the traction control will not save you."
Nope. But I figured out turn 1 though.
Incident in sector 2, yellow flag. Costa has took the win.
Ooh. What's he saying now might be related to this badges. What they saying in the chat? One of them, he said, what the fuck, this game is shit. Thanks for the fair battle. You were so consistent, it's crazy. I'm sorry, folks, I don't got my eye on the road. I'm looking at the chat because what I'm trying to do is see how people are reacting to these races now that we got badges.
16th place. That's the finish. Hard luck, mate. This was a tough one. Okay, pit stop requested.
Oh well, I mean, I'll take that. It was a clean race. Nobody bumped me off, and the guys that were making a move, they made it clear right from the start that they were going to try to make the move. So once they got on the side of me, I had to give it to them. So he said at least that was clean. At least that was a clean battle between us. So let me congratulate everybody. Good. Good clean race, thanks. Yeah, he said, but GG's, yeah, at least it was clean. Absolutely. Absolutely tremendous. These badges have made Le Mans Ultimate a new game. A game that's it's right now, it feels too good to be true. I came in 16th. I'm going to lose rank. So what? But at least it was a clean race. I think that's all you can ask for. So now, again, it falls on me to get faster. I mean, when all these wrecks were happening, I felt like, what's the point of practicing? Because unless you're an alien and you can get out of turn one, somebody's going to hit you. But I never seen so much restraint in this game now. I never seen so many people keep it under control. A pleasant surprise, just wow. Wow. No, I don't want to do that spa. So, I think I'll go ahead and wrap it up right there. And plan on seeing me on my main channel tomorrow, because I'd like to think we're going to get that Project Motor Racing update tomorrow. I assume we'll get it by Friday at the absolute latest, but somehow I got this feeling in my gut we're probably going to get it tomorrow.
Player WG4MD said, all race sims should adopt the badges.
That's why I was saying that with these badges, Le Mans Ultimate, you know that saying about when the man went on the moon where he said one small step for man, one giant step for mankind? That's what they've done with Le Mans Ultimate with these badges. One small step for Le Mans Ultimate, one giant step for sim racing altogether, because with these badges, they may have set an industry standard that all sims can follow and get rid of all these cancers that's causing all these wrecks. It's mind blowing. And then not only that, the matching, the algorithm or matchmaking tries, if you're a clean driver, it tries to put you in a session with clean drivers. That session that I was in, every driver in there was a trusted driver. So from what I saw, any spin outs and stuff like that happened, it happened to, from what I was seeing, it happened from somebody getting on the throttle too early and lost it. I mean, that's the way it should be. So look at this right here. These are the results of that race I just got done with. Everybody in here was a trusted driver with these badges. Like as I said at the beginning, you got rookie. So with rookie, they're kind of expecting you to give the rookies a little bit of leeway while they learn the game. Good driver means that, you know, they for the most part is a clean driver, but they probably been in a few incidents. Trusted driver, I got that badge yesterday. And then there's warning. When you get a warning badge, it means that you're on the verge of getting banned, and they're going to give you time to clean up your act. If you get banned, when you come back from a ban, you're going to have a probation badge. And moving forward, every time you get suspended after that, the suspensions are going to last longer until you finally get banned for good. And then there's creator badge to let everybody know you're a content creator. There's real driver badge, let everybody know you're a real life race car driver. And then there's a badge for the staff for 397. So that's another thing that's going to help with the clean driving, because when we have staff members from 397 in there racing with us, they can see firsthand if somebody did something out of hand, and they can go back and look at the replay themselves and then take the appropriate action. So this is revolutionary. It's unbelievable. So I've never finished a race in 16th place, but felt so good about the driving. Let's see how much I lost. Well, barely a scratch. So all it's going to take is one good race. All it's going to take is one good race for me to get back to silver and then start rebuilding again. So unbelievable, just unbelievable, unbelievable. So yeah, that first race at Paul Ricard, that race seemed to take forever. That 40-minute race, that shit felt like a 2-hour race. Because it's constantly going through corners and constantly watching out for the P2s and P3s behind you. So that race felt like survival.
That's player WG4MD said, "You look happy."
I have not been this happy with LeMans Ultimate since it first came out. When LeMans Ultimate when it first came out, I felt like it was a gentleman's racing game. What you see today, that's what everybody was doing in the beginning. They were respecting each other. Nobody was taking each other out, and it had nothing to do with a penalty system or anything like that. It's just everybody raced cleanly and raced like gentlemen and ladies. But once the game started to gain traction and more people started to come over to LeMans Ultimate, once we got the GT3s, that was a wrap. Once LeMans Ultimate got the GT3s, the game just exploded. Everybody came from far and wide to play this game, and it eventually attracted the dirty and over-aggressive drivers. So yeah, I look happy. That's an understatement, because I've said it on more than one occasion. I was on the verge of walking away from this game. So honestly speaking, LeMans Ultimate is my favorite sim, but I'm having the most fun on Project Motor Racing. So there is a difference.
Player WG4MD said, I'm tired of getting banged out on the first lap, so I get it.
That was just unbelievable. That turn one. Everybody was watching out for each other. And even the guys that were coming in too fast and looked like they were going to hit somebody, they veered off and went into the grass to avoid hitting somebody. That's unbelievable. I've never seen shit like that with LeMans Ultimate. Because a lot of times these guys come in hot and they just make their mind up. Oh, well, I'm going to try it. If I wreck someone, I wreck somebody. Just unbelievable. I've had days where, like where I would let the community know that, okay, hey, folks, I'll be streaming Wednesday at 7 o'clock, yada, yada, yada. And I do a race Tuesday night just to get some practice in. And I get wiped out. Turn one. And then when I get out of work, I'm like, why am I going to stream? Why am I going to waste my time streaming when all I'm going to do is get wrecked on turn one? And I never like for the audience to see that, because now it looks like you're accident prone. Now you look like a guy that can't get out of turn one without getting into a wreck. I mean, that's to be expected on Project Motor Racing right now with the crossplay, the amount of people that's probably using controllers, and most of all, no radar. But here, just... So yeah, like I posed that question before. The over aggressive guys that were causing wrecks.
Player WG4MD said, good times for sim racing. I need to go do some racing of my own.
Okay, I appreciate it. Make sure you catch me on my main channel, Lincoln Clay VR, Lincoln Clay with a K if you're not already subbed. And I'm probably looking to be back tomorrow because Project Motor Racing should get its update tomorrow. Hold on. You know what? I was so happy with that. Hey, I gotta give him the coal.
Ain't no stopping this train. Whoa!
Player WG4MD said, always.
All right, sounds good. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and boogie on out of here and stretch out, watch some YouTube. Hell, I might even get another race in tonight before I go to bed. But yeah, I'm still rambling. So yeah, assuming whenever we get the update for Project Motor Racing, they said this week, it's Wednesday. So they either got to give it to us tomorrow or Friday. Whichever it is, I'll be back on that day to stream Project Motor Racing on my main channel. So again, that's Lincoln Clay VR. The Clay is spelled with a K. Make sure you come and check me out. And we will see you then. Until then, you all know the line. Wakanda forever, long live the king, and deuces. Have a good one, everybody. We'll see you soon.